10 Strangest Food Uses for Animals. Hi everyone, welcome to the InfoQuarks HQ. In this video, we see about the 10 strangest food uses for animals. Before the video begins, please subscribe to the channel to get more interesting videos like this. Without any further ado, let's get into the video. Most of us eat animal products, meat, fish, dairy products and eggs every day or almost every day. These foods make up the majority of most non-vegetarian diets and delicious honey, even the most exotic choices, caviar and shellfish. If you deeply think that these ingredients are compared to some of the rare ways people use animals as food, whether they are weird but complex delicacies or traditional dishes and ingredients, many people also describe these ingredients as strange. Beyond any typical indulgence of weirdness. 1. Snail caviar. Snail caviar is a delicacy from France and is known as the land of gourmet food. Although enthusiasts who often eat it will swear that it is delicious, eating large pearl snail eggs is definitely not what most would describe as a favorite and enjoyable dinner, but fans of this ingredient seem to avoid it as much as possible. Unfortunately, it may not be very common for them, because a kilogram of caviar may cost that much. It's like 1,500 pounds. Caviar can be used in many complex dishes, and can also be used as a seemingly simple hot bread toast. 2. Casu marzu. Casu marzu is a cheese. Although it is banned in many other countries, it is produced and popular in parts of Italy, mainly in Sardinia. This is a fermented, mostly rotten cheese, in which worms, that is, the larvae of cheese flies, are used to transform the delicacy. It becomes something that completely debilitates with liquid cheeses and live worms, and when people eat them, they still stay in it. It is said that this kind of cheese is very soft, its name literally means rotten cheese in English, and the larvae are only introduced for the purpose of achieving this deliciousness. Except for everything that is incredibly annoying, this dish is illegal in many places, but in Sardinia, it is still considered a traditional wedding dish. 3. Chopra. A kind of chutney, easy to make, but quickly becomes very strange. This delicacy was developed and made by an Indian tribe, which is very scary, grinding dried ants and their eggs into paste. It is said that hot and sour condiments have a pungent and strong taste, which locals and gourmets love, and are considered to have medicinal properties, although these claims have not been studied or questioned. And chutney is a mixture of various herbs, spices and flavors, sugar and vegetables. 4. Coweye tacos. Tacos may be a very popular dish, but unfortunately, for most people, this choice will give them an unusual flavor and is not particularly irritating for non-typical flavors. Although it is safe to eat, it may not be completely edible for most people, but the truth is that animal eyes, like food, are relatively common ingredients in some parts of the world. Although it may be the most famous, it is one of them. Those who have tried describe this consistency as jelly and juicy. 5. Bee larvae. Japan may be one of the most famous food destinations in the world, with many high-quality restaurants, famous and delicious dishes, and focus on fresh, often healthy and savory ingredients. For most people, eating only insects is superfluous, but this dish is even more appetizer. Cook a bunch of bee or wasp larvae crisply sweet marinade. It is considered very nutritious and seems to be a surprisingly popular traditional snack when drinking alcohol. It is considered to have a nutty taste, but in developing countries and around the world, there are some modern attempts to make bee larvae a staple food. Each has seemingly huge health and nutritional benefits, although it is a bit daunting at first, it is certainly huge. 6. Arachnids. Some people do this out of necessity, others do it for food adventures. Spider eating is definitely something most of us would refuse, especially considering that many people show great fear of these animals. These are larger tarantulas and scorpions, which is a fairly reasonable choice considering their relative size and meat mass, but it may still be incredible for most people. These animals are usually seasoned and fried. Although its consumption has recently become more and more popular in the West as a challenge or just a strange but bold culinary experience in the West. It is more delicious than ordinary meat, but it is best to avoid the sour taste of spider organs. 7. Fish viscera paste. Another traditional Japanese food made from there is not the last one on the list. Shellfish is another traditional dish, commonly called chinmi in Japan, which means rare flavor. This is a nutritious food with a very healthy history. Consider that it has been stored for centuries. A cheap source of protein and various nutrients, but certainly not so much attention nowadays. In short, shellfish is fish or shellfish fragments fermented in its own salted organ paste. Although it sounds unpleasant, the pub still serves it, and some are slightly salty and fishy. 8. Fried brain sandwich. This is what many people here have heard of. The fried brain sandwich was once considered a staple food in the Midwestern United States, although it has apparently lost its popularity among the younger generation, although it is still used in some places. The whole brain of an animal, which is first breaded and fried, then made into a sandwich, with fillings or eaten alone. It was very popular in some states a few decades ago, but now it's just that if you're already eating animal meat, it's best to use all possible parts. 9. Blood. For hundreds of years, if not thousands of years, another diet that people may be familiar with has become part of many traditional cuisines. Most people think of things like British blood pudding or similar sausages when they think of these things. I like these application, but that's not all. Many cultures eat blood in different ways, but there is no doubt that blood is becoming more and more popular everywhere. It has a strong taste and high iron content, mainly found in red blood cells, so it is difficult to separate. Even more people have a negative attitude towards blood. Taken from various animals, used as a thickener for sauces, boiled in cubes, steamed, or even eaten raw food, almost no matter where we live, the consumption of animal blood is part of our history, although tastes and potential safety hazards have been major obstacles to later transactions to make it popular again. 10. Wasp crackers. Unfortunately, another Japanese delicacy or strange taste makes you close your eyes, and this is another food whose name really describes it well. This time it is not a traditional food, but a new trend in a small part of Japan. A few years ago, this type of rice cracker or jaibachi senbei in Japanese was all the rage on the internet. From the side, if there are many whole wasps, they may almost be mistaken for chocolate chips. Maybe it's far away. Perhaps the most interesting thing about this food is that it seems to be the most popular among elderly nursing homes in Japan. They ordered a surprising number of rice crackers. The wasps seem to be harvested from wild to ensure its freshest taste. Hope you liked this video. A sub would be a motivation for us to make new content like this. Don't forget to like and share this video.